In the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game, one of the core concepts revolves around deck building. Players can pick and choose between what they think are the best cards to optimize their strategy, and they can even upload their deck list to YouTube for feedback in order to improve their deck. But occasionally, YouTube comments can be a little bit interesting, so in most cases, people don't take every single comment into account when improving their deck. In this series, I'm going to be listening to every single comment over the course of 5 episodes, and the most popular comments will be added onto a voting poll where then commenters can vote and choose what cards are added or taken out of my deck that I build, while I have no creative control whatsoever. This is YouTube Plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Another episode. Gentlemen, as you all know, the polls have been voted on, and now I have applied the changes that you guys have suggested to the deck. Yeah. Anyway, but before we go ahead and we take a look at what you guys just did to the deck, if you would be so kind to like, comment, and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And when you comment, I'm going to be a broken record here. Say what you want to go in and the number. Say what you want to come out and the number. Try to keep the suggestions one. Also, don't write every single suggestion into one gigantic paragraph. It's very hard to get people to like a paragraph. People don't read. We play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So you guys should know that by now. And then also, I can't fit an essay into a YouTube poll slot. So keep that in mind. I would suggest split them up. Make multiple comments. This is also good for the algorithm. It kind of helps the video too. So, you know, there's that as well. Papa RCG's got to pay them bills. Anyway, yeah. Let's jump into the deck. Okay. So, let's talk about the changes. For starters, you'll notice that there hasn't been any changes to the main deck yet. Let me explain. But first, let me go over the change to the extra deck. You will now notice that in the extra deck, Calamity's For He Has Been Banned is gone. Thousand Eyes Restrict is in the extra deck, meaning that the instant fusion that we still have in the main deck is a live card once again. This is great. But now let's talk about the main deck. I have the 2 most popular changes, but there's a reason why I'm saving them for right now. It's so that I can make them right now. You see this card down here? Mushroom Man. This is the second most popular choice. The poll was to swap out Mushroom Man for a Mushroom Man number 2. So we're going to do that right now. Mushroom Man number 2. So we'll cut him and add him. But at the same time, the most popular option on the main deck poll, which you guys voted for, and I have to make sure that I'm following this all properly, was Mushroom Man out, Foolish Burial in. So by that logic, bye-bye. And that is your main deck change. Anyway, this is the deck. It's looking better. We've cut out a brick. It's just a matter of will we mill good. So let's see how it goes. Alright, so let's get right down to it. Game number 1, we're playing Abyss Actor. I'm gonna say this right now, I have no idea what Abyss Actors do. All that I know is they're basically all in archetype in terms of what they do spell-wise, effect-wise. So, from my knowledge, it's basically a pure deck from Yeah, anyway. But luckily, we were able to do some dang shenanigans. We were able to get a Hope Harbinger out, which, you know, they're not bad against the Pendulum deck. We have an IP with a Hulk, and we get to go into an indestructible Avermax. So, you know what? That's actually... Avermax protected by IP Masquerena, that's a pretty tricky monster to get around. Unfortunately, you know, my Hope Harbinger negate didn't really do much to the first skill. I probably should have saved it. I kind of just shotgunned it, which I now regret. But luckily, sure, he can use my negate, but he still can't beat over my Avermax. And, yeah, I just sink in a whole bunch of damage. Unfortunately, there is one interaction that he's able to finagle out with the Utopia, and we are about to take 7,000 damage to the face. Yep, but we move on to the next game. Hold up. Before we start this next duel, I would just like to happily announce that Patron J-Chip from the J-Chip Show has ascended a higher level, and that means we must celebrate. But anyway, yes, a huge thank you to Mr. J-Chip from the J-Chip Show. It is the support like this from this generous man that you're able to watch me suffer through these kind of challenges, as well as fulfill the never-ending lust for sealed product, in which we'll probably inevitably lose like we do in this series, because, you know, pulling short prints is a thing, and all the other bombastically absurd kind of content that we produce on this channel. It is all made possible from viewers like you, J-Chip from the J-Chip Show. So I personally say thank you very much, man, and I appreciate all your support and look forward to continuing to duel all this bombastic madness. Let's duel this patron and give him the respect and honor he deserves. So let's see what J-Chip from the J-Chip Show can do with the revamped Nephthys. Luckily enough, we are able to steal away the legendary Phoenix, the Sacred Phoenix, with our 1,000 Eyes Restrict, which is a form of easy, non-destroying removal, so that way we don't have to worry about it in future upturns, and I'm actually able to use my 1,000 Eyes Restrict to go into my Sylvan Princess fight, and it's great. It's an extender, it helps break boards. Fortunately, all I have, though, is just the Princess Fight along with the Sylvan Tree, so I just beat over any normal summons an Ash so that he can get into the Wind Charmer. And then he just unicorns my board away, leaving me wide open and in a top decking situation. Luckily, I am able to climb out of it using my 1-for-1, but unfortunately, I whiff on the Peacekeeper. Yeah. Now it's in... We are in insane top deck mode right now, just trying to mill something good. Insert the nice mills, brother. Comment right here because, yeah. We are just struggling right now. We're literally just hoping, can I mill something that can protect my life points? Luckily, he links away into an Appaloosa, which in my situation is actually fine, because now he can't beat over my Kamushru, who's tick. And this gives me Needle 5 Blaze, but I stupidly misplay here. I don't give my Crossroads Dragon any fodder to tribute off, so I can't activate his effects, and that costs me the game. But good game, J-Chip, nonetheless. And we move on! This time we're playing Shaddoll Melfi, the Revs deck 2.0. I think I'm missing an F in Melfi, but it's okay. It's okay, because we've got plays. However, this is also packing in the Shaddoll package, so we have to be wary of stuff like, you know, Schism and all this other blowout stuff, and even stuff like Super Polymerization, which can hurt. But luckily, we are able to use our high Sylvan to bounce some stuff around, get into our big ol' Avermax, and just get in some hefty damage. And luckily the back row none was any schism or anything. However, the Super Poly does deal with the Avermax, unfortunately. But my Averax can bounce the Shaddoll Construct, so that way I know that none of my special summon monsters will be destroyed. However, he does get to add his cards back, but it's okay. Shaddolls have a great resource game. What can you do? Now I bait out his Shekinaga Negate with my Xyz, and that enables me to go into my rank 8. And we get rid of the Shekinaga. However, if he can just summon anything that can beat over a 2300 attack position monster, it should be fairly easy. Construct beats over it. However, I don't take any damage from the Construct attack, luckily enough. But unfortunately, after whittling him down to 1500 life points, we are now just hoping we draw a Monster Reborn or something to get us back into the game, to get back our Avermax or something, because, yeah, the ceiling had been reached. We lost. And then we go up against more Shaddoll. I feel like we're just playing Shaddolls every other episode. Or not every other game. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Just a matter, I guess, you guys must then probably give me stuff to fight the Shaddoll matchup. I hope. But we're going first, and luckily we play through the draw because guess what? We don't add cards. And we end on a very, very protected Avermax. So he can't be destroyed or anything, so we at least know that, you know, Construct can't beat him over. But, unfortunately for me, the Monster Reborn takes the IP and Underworld Goddess hits the field, which is, deals with my Avermax. And at this point then, I am out of gas. My deck is completely out of gas. And the Shaddoll Winda prevents me from using my Instant Infusion to go into Thousand Eyes Restrict or anything, so I lose. But we move! And guess what? We're playing another deck that we've played before. What is with me and playing the same decks over and over? Anyway, I digress. It's Armed Thunder level Dragonese with Wind Witches! So we have to work with a pop. Luckily, there's no Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon on the field to also deal with. So we deal with the one interruption. We steal the Wind Witch with our Thousand Eyes Restrict. We use all of our extenders to go into our house. We go into Crossroad. We bring out the Borload Savage Dragon. And the Crossroad now this time actually has fodder. So we have a Field Nuke as well as an Omni Negate. We go into our Avermax, good boy, and we get a win. We get a consolation win. So we're 1-4, but the overall record of this deck is 2-13. Yeah. We ended on a win. We wrapped up the games with a win. However, some of my misplays are really irking me. Like, I think the Crossroads Dragon misplay really bugged me. If I had one more extender, it would have been live. But unfortunately, no. I feel like... And then even the last game, we were actually able to get Borload Savage out. But the problem is, it's just a matter of getting more links into the graveyard so that I can actually reliably make them. Because a lot of times, I can make Borload Savage, but I don't have a link in graveyard to equip to him to make him live. So he's basically a generic 3k beat stick, which is not ideal. So if you want my thoughts, I would say we need to tweak it up a bit so that we can find ways to get more link monsters into the extra deck. Yeah. Anyway, but it's not up to me. It is up to you guys. And so I leave it at that. Gentlemen, down below in the comments, what do you want in? What do you want out? And also remember, keep your comments separate. Don't make a paragraph of suggestions because then people won't upvote that and then I can't include it in the polls. Also, I can't pick and choose like, did people want this, that. Separate your extra deck and main deck comments. Anyway, but I leave that to you guys and I will see you in the polls and then in the next episode.